a 73-year-old woman falls off her bed and can't get up. Okay. Her husband leaves her there for 10 weeks. Okay. He tries to help her up initially, and she says she doesn't want his help at all. But he feeds her, he cleans her, gives her medications, but she's lying on the floor for 10 weeks. She, inevitably dies. Okay. Now, the man, her husband, is facing, jail time and everything, and criminal charges for not calling, the hospital or calling an EMT to come save her when she fell.
Yeah, the reason she died is she developed several large ulcers on her left hip and left leg, which is what you would get if you were lying on your side for 10 straight weeks. And so that wound up leading to her death. And when they got there, I mean, the carpet was discolored. There was a soiled pillow on the bathroom doorway. Now, he was trying his best in cleaning her up, okay? And this is where we need the TYT Supreme Court. Anytime he went near her to say, hey, we should go get somebody to help you, she would scream and say no, and she would fight it. But let's assume, for the purposes of this conversation, that he's telling the truth, that he really tried to get her help and she refused it. Then what do? Do you put the guy away? Do you send him to jail because he wouldn't get his wife help? And he thought, he said, I thought she was going to get up at some point. I thought she'd get better.
So ridiculous, Jake.
But I know, but look, a lot of people are not that bright, and this guy's he's 82 years old, and maybe he didn't have his wits about him. Are you going to really send that guy to jail?
After a few days, 82-year-old John Klein should realize my wife is not going to get up. She is peeing and pooping all over herself. Maybe I should find a way to get her some help.
Well, the minute I had to clean up her first, set of bathroom issues,
right,
is the minute I would have called the hospital. Okay, that's how I roll. Okay, but that's the way I would have gone. But are you going to put the guy in jail? Look at this guy. Are you going to put him in jail for negligent homicide?
Yes.
Okay. Anna Kasparian is the hanging judge. She always has been. Oh, the Alito, the Scalia of the TYT Supreme Court.
Come on, let's keep it real. This woman was on the floor for 10 weeks before she died.
Okay. No. Your position is clear. Now, I didn't want to go to the rest of the bench here. Let's go to Chief Justice Godoy here. Yes, Chief Justice.
I would prosecute him. It sucks, but I don't know to what extent. I mean, the guy's 80. I don't know how much longer he has.
Would the punishment be lie on your side for 10 weeks?
Yes. No. I definitely would. He should get in trouble, man. He should have called someone for help at some point. Yeah. I think he should have done something.
All right. Justice Jackson, so far it's not looking good for our friend John Klein.
82, I'm going to let him go.
Oh, you're going to let him go?
100%. I'm going to look at, of course you have to get the details. Like, if everyone knows that he mistreated his wife in the past or he really didn't like her, just like things would have to indicate that, I guess, for us to think that he meant for this to happen.
You know what? JR makes a devastatingly good point. Justice Jackson, you swayed me. Because the critical thing here, and unfortunately we don't know it because it's not in this article, is if he loved his wife to pieces and he really thought he was doing right by her and everybody else testifies to that, then I'm going to let him go. But if people are like, him and his wife, I don't know, I don't know. That doesn't mean he's necessarily guilty or not guilty, but I look at it from a different light. You see what I'm saying? No, Jesus, you're still not buying. Chief Justice, you're saying even if he loved his wife to pieces, I'm going to put him away.
But if he really loved his wife, he would have helped her out.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't have left her there for 10 weeks pooing and peeing on herself. You know what I mean?
No, he was cleaning up, though, man. That's true love.
Obviously he wasn't. No, but he wasn't helping her, man.
All right, Justice Jackson?
It's just...
Counterpoint?
Okay, but I think, you can't really get into people's minds sometimes. There's some people who knows maybe the age barrier, sometimes it's a race barrier. People don't trust hospitals and doctors that much. Really. They go, I can take care of it better than...
Oh, so you went and made this thing racial?
No, it could be age, too. They're older folks, too.
Jill, I'm sorry.
Maybe there's a thought of, I don't want to bring this ambulance, you know how much those cost? There's so many things that could have gone through their mind that don't make any sense to us. Don't make any sense to me either. But I just have to see him actually wanting what happened to happen to her. Do you think he was in his mind saying, okay, after 10 weeks, there's going to be some attribute? What was the problem?
Yeah, and then she's going to develop an ulcer, and then she's going to die. You see that? JR keeps swinging me, man. I mean, I don't... Like after day 3, he probably got used to it, and I don't think that he went through the mental process of, oh, if I let her lie on her side for 10 weeks, she's gonna die. I don't.
So you just let him go for letting his wife die on the floor? Like, that just doesn't make any sense.
If he didn't think she was
And
gonna die,
I think that you're considering his age way too much. If this was a 58-year-old man, would you let him go? Does his age really matter that much in this case?
Yes.
No, that's ridiculous.
all right, okay,
You know
I
what
gotta
happens
get.
to people with their age. Some people have dementia. Some people have Alzheimer's. Shit happens when you get older, and it affects how you decide to do things. Maybe you forgot. He didn't know she was there for a week. Some people have Alzheimer's, and they're like, they don't recognize their son, who's been around for 35, 40 years. You know.
Yeah, but if that was reported, then yeah, I take that too. I think that would have been included in the case that he had some kind of mental disease or he was mentally
Right, that is not part of the case.
Yeah,
Jesus
so
was
I
right.
mean, I think that would have been a big part. It probably would have been reported.
All right, we have a ruling. We have a final ruling. I am going on the side of Justice Jackson. I'm voting to acquit. Okay, so it's 2-2. We have to go. Hey, Chief Justice.
We got the sweep or the
tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker.
Chief Justice has used his prerogative in calling a tiebreaker, and he's bringing in Justice Kohler, who doesn't normally participate in the process, but he's going to break the tie here.
All right. I like the points JR was making, and I agree with them. We have the evidence that we have, and the guy tried his best, and he might not have his wits about him, and he wasn't killing her. I don't think you can convict and throw this guy in jail for failing to call EMT. I mean, they could have taken her to the hospital, they could have treated her, and she might have died in 12 weeks. Do you throw everyone in the hospital in jail because they died while they were taking care of her? No, he didn't. He's not a criminal, and he's 82 years old. So I vote to acquit.
Let him go! Let him go! John Klein, you are free to go. TYT Supreme Court has acquitted you. Now, unfortunately, that judgment is not binding.